Hey everybody, welcome back to Why Not RV. This week we're going to talk about the basics of campsite setup. We are going to do a separate video on how to hitch and unhitch for your camper, or for a fifth wheel specifically. But right now we're going to pretend like we already went ahead and unhitched and we put the landing gear down, the trailer's ready to get set up, and we're going to go from there. The first thing I like to do is level out my rig. Now I have the Lippert auto level system, so I just got to simply turn it on and hit auto level, and it's going to go to work. Now while it's going to work, I'm going to make sure that where the landing pads come down, there's nothing that's going to get in the way. It's not going to crush anything. It's a decently level surface. So while this thing is self-leveling, I'm going to go ahead and get my electrical hooked up. First things first, we're going to go ahead and get our 50 amp connected to our trailer. And then we're going to come over. Now if you're at a campground, obviously you have a pedestal. For me, I have my 50 amp outlet at my house. We're going to go ahead and plug that in. Now I come over to the breaker and turn that on, giving power to the RV. Now we're here at my house where I know that the power is good, but I still have a surge protector on there. And if you're at a campground, the first thing you do after you turn the power on is check your surge protector, make sure the lights are showing the correct thing and there's no errors for your type of surge protector. And you know, whatever readings you have, all these surge protectors are a little bit different. Now I can come inside and turn my breaker on, which it immediately turned on the air conditioner because it was just getting a little bit too hot in here. The reason I do my setup in the order I do it in is to get the RV set up as quickly as possible and efficiently as possible, and to go ahead and get the air conditioning or fans or whatever it is that you're doing to cool it off going as quickly as possible to make sure the RV stays nice and cool. Now that the RV is leveled and the leveling system is done doing its job, I have the electrical hooked up. I'm going to go ahead and get my slides out. Now I have the little Heartland remote that goes to this box inside, and basically gives me control of a few different things in the RV. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. And I have to press these two buttons to begin. Now we're going to go through the functions and see I got my awning on here, front landing gear, and this slide. So the first thing we're going to do again is get my slides going. Now if you don't have one of these, you want to have a second person outside just to make sure that wherever your slides are opening up to, for example here at my house, it comes really close to that part of the house there. But even if you're at a campground, you might have trees or the pedestal or something like that, so you want to have a second person outside to be watching. Now I can go ahead and just extend my slides from here using my remote, and I can watch it and make sure that it's doing the right thing. The seals are opening up, it's not going to hit anything. Now we move on to the big kitchen slide. And then to the other side. Now that my slides are out, the electric's on, basically the RV's getting ready to be set up inside. You know, your partner can be inside, like right now Erica could be inside. Go ahead, getting everything set up, getting the kitchen set up or whatever. She can start making lunch, whatever the case is. The inside's basically ready to go. The last thing we need to do now is water and sewer. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hook up our fresh water. So we're gonna get my line set up here. And I did these little quick connect fittings, which you can find on Amazon. They're super cheap and super convenient. It's on there. We can go ahead and get on the spigot and turn it on. I like to just double check my pressure regulator every single time. I like to keep it at about 40. Some people like 45, some people like 35. Everyone's a little different. I keep mine set at 40 PSI. now we gotta hook up our sewage line. So the first thing I'm gonna do is pull this cap off. And get my elbow put on here. Now, I already ran this, but I like to use this little descending, I think it's called a sidewinder, and it just helps to keep the slope of your sewage line nice and even at a nice good slope all the way down into the drain. Now we're gonna go ahead and connect our sewage on this end. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my adapter right in here. That. And we're gonna get the other end of our line and snap that into place. Now this is completely hooked up. It's kind of your call. Some people like to go ahead and open up their valve and keep their gray tank open. You know, they'll open up one of their gray tanks, you know, say they like to keep the kitchen sink open or the shower. So they'll open up the one that's for the shower so they can take unlimited showers. I personally like to keep all of mine closed and wait until they're a little bit more full. It just, for me, it allows that happy camper stuff to go ahead and do some work inside the tank, make them smell nice and pretty and whatnot. That's it for getting your campsite set up for the basics. And yeah, there's plenty of more detail you can do. Every trailer is a little bit differently, but that's all you really need to get done is that water, electric, sewer, level it out. If you don't have an auto leveling system, watch another video about the scissor jacks and your stabilizers, because every trailer is a little bit different. That's just how we set it up in mine. Now go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and comment below, let me know what you thought. And we're gonna do another campsite setup video when we're actually on the road, staying at various Harvest Hosts and campsites. So we're gonna show you how we set up camp at Harvest Hosts when we're boondocking, and how we set up camp when we're at a full campground with full hookups. So we'll have those videos in a few months when we're on the road.